Hey everybody, this is Mr. Sawbladehead, your favorite rock and roll welder. Hey, now there are a bunch of, beginner TIG welder videos out there, and what this is going to be a little bit different from all those is the fact that, we all have to go through those steps, those learning curves and everything else, and it's just like, oh my God, I just want to be able to do something. I apply my principles in drumming as the same principles here in welding. When people want to start drumming, basically they want to be able to play a beat, they want to play their favorite song. Now with welding, your purpose is what? Either you need to fix something, you want to create something, you want to be able to get up and get welding and have a positive outcome quickly. And I find out in drumming when I teach people is that once you start getting those quick accomplishments, you're more eager to sit there and then work on the next steps. Now, not everything is going to be quick. However, this basic TIG will be, and will get you up and running very fast. So this video stems from several conversations I've had with some friends. I have a friend who's actually an art teacher that would love to kind of get into, dabble in welding. But honestly, he's not comfortable with the sparks of MIG and stick. And I have another friend that was actually, she wants to get into welding. She had done it, years prior and everything, but she bought a new house and they don't have the place to actually safely go ahead and weld because of the sparks and everything else. They don't have that space. And I was talking to both of them. I was like, well, you should look into TIG work. Now, when I was explaining TIG, it's virtually no sparks like MIG or stick. The fumes are much less. It's a cleaner process, and you don't have to worry about, like I said, really having the typical garage or shop in order to do so. You can actually kind of do it in a clean environment, so to speak. They were really intrigued, and this is what this video is based upon. Also, like I said, not only that, but it's also to give you quick goals. As you know, with a lot of things in manufacturing, you go buy certain metal things, whether it's a toolbox or a table or something, and you look closely on it. Little tack welds or maybe little half-inch stitch welds. Well, what I want to do is show you proper technique, proper tack welds, proper penetration for those type of people to give you that they accomplish the goal quickly, and you can go ahead and do those repairs that you may need. Or maybe, hey, you're an art person, you want to make some stuff for your house. That's what this is all about, is to get you those quick goals that you're going to accomplish, and then hopefully you're going to get that welding bug where you're going to want to research more and watch guys like Dabs Wellington and Paul Sobleski and Titanium Ray. These guys are amazing at TIG welding and really know their stuff when it comes to that. So come on, let's go do this. I'm gonna fire up our Lincoln Electric Power MIG 210 MP. Hit home. She knows here's some different processes from MIG steel, flux, spool gun, stick. There's TIG. Enter. As you notice right here, PCEN. Our electrode is on the negative, ground is on the positive. We're using 100% argon. We're not going to be using the foot pedal. This is going to be a scratch start. Tungsten diameter, we're going to use a 3/32. Using heavy gauge chain. So right now we're going to set it at the highest setting right now is 10 gauge. Our output is off, meaning that right now if we would go strike the tungsten onto our material, it's not going to arc. So when we get ready, we're going to turn that on.
You're going to want to purge the bottle just in case there's any dirt or any contaminants inside here of the valve before you put the gauge on. So just quickly turn it on and turn it off. That's it. Now installing the gauge, this is a dry fit, so you don't need to use any lubricant or any other tape. Just go ahead and just kind of slide this on and just slightly, we can get it snug, and then just tighten it, and don't over tighten it because you'll wind up actually damaging these brass fittings. And same goes to the hose connection to the gauge.
Since I don't have an actual tungsten grinder myself, what I like to use is my flat disc on my 4.5 inch grinder here, but also put this tungsten in a drill, and as this is spinning, this is also spinning as well.
So you may be asking yourself, if we're doing basic TIG, why are we going to be using heavy chain in order to start out? Well, I have a lot of pros for using heavy gauge chain for basic TIG, and here's the reason why. Now, the thicker material is going to allow you to manipulate the weld puddle, so you're not so worried about when you're working on sheet metal or thinner gauge metal about burning through there. You can actually take your time with that weld puddle and see how it's reacting and how you can actually manipulate that. Now, small tacks or stitch welds will allow you to stay comfortable. This is also great practice starting and stopping your welds. So this is going to give you a multitude of different welding angles and positions. Now, this is going to give you a lot of experience and confidence when you start to go into more advanced welding positions. Now, just by doing these simple tasks, these simple little welds, this is going to give you the ability to weld functional products or parts that you might need, for your shop or for your house. So first we're going to start off with chain link straight, get in this position here just to get you started. So what we're going to do is to show you. So we're going to heat up this top chain link right there, get that to where it's melting. We're going to heat up this top chain link where it starts to molt, and it pushes down to this bottom link. Get those two, get that weld pool going. Go ahead and drop your filler rod in, and then you'll wind up just melting that and drop it on down. It's going to be very quick once this heats up and ties in over here. And these two chain links are tied in. Add the filler rod, and done right there. You're going to do that for all of this, and then we're going to flip it on over. Well, even after this white vinegar has soaked in her and taken all that zinc off of it, I still want to go ahead, as you can start to see, it's even after I dried it off, it's going to start kind of surface rust. So I like to get a wire wheel, or even my sanding disc, and go ahead and hit this again. I'll clean it up so my welds are going to have a nice clean metal to weld to, because with TIG work you have to have very, very clean material in order to weld, so you're not going to get a bunch of porosity and contaminants in your weld. Get that chain link molded. Try to bring it on down. Fuse those two together. And just go ahead and get familiar with how the metal is going to melt. Bring it on up, touch it, bring it out. All I'm doing there is fusing the metal together. I didn't even use any filler rod. That's what I like about practicing with heavy gauge, because it gives you a lot more time to throw that heat on there, just to kind of get familiar with how it reacts, how that puddle can react, how you can actually move it around and push it around without even adding any filler rod. All right, I'm gonna alternate between. I'm gonna fuse one, I'm gonna use filler, I'm gonna fuse one and use filler. Fuse. So where that's melting that chain link, I'll push that puddle down,
The bottom one, you can see starting to tie in together. Get on there to seal it. Fuse. So we have filler, fuse, filler, fuse, filler. Don't be afraid to play around and melt that metal just to see how that puddle works. Start from here. And don't get discouraged, because you will be either dipping your filler rod to your tungsten or actually dipping your tungsten into your material. And when that happens, you will have to stop and actually clean off your tungsten or get a new one and start the process over again. Get that length, molten, and bring that weld pool down to the other chamber. Dab the filler rod, and proceed to touch top and bottom. Filler rod to do it. Nope. Flat. So that puddle starts. Got my filler rod. Blend that second link. And a little bit more as it comes out here. Well, there you have it. Some basic TIG technique that's going to equal some big results. And I hope you really enjoyed this. I hope this inspires you to go ahead and, well, build some projects, whether it's, as I said, functional parts, maybe some cool art projects for your house, or, you know, maybe you just need a good hammer. And once again, inspire, empower, create, and repeat. Sawbladehead out.
Hello. If you have questions, or if you'd like to leave a comment, head over to our forum at Weld.com/forum. Also head over to the Weld.com page and connect with us directly. Check out member perks,